Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. We now begin from the diaspora, where the chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, has confirmed the rescue of at least 10 Nigerian girls lured into prostitution in Ghana. The teenage girls are between 15 and 18 years of age and lured into Ghana with promises of better life, but instead forced into prostitution. Dabiri Erewa said the girls were rescued after a tip-off by NIDO, the umbrella body of Nigerians living in Ghana, adding that the suspected trafficker has been arrested by law enforcement officers in Ghana. 3 of the girls are of the same parents. The Federal Ministry of Works says it is working with the police to tighten security and stop vandalism on the 3rd Mainland Bridge to save the public infrastructure. The Federal Comptroller of Works, Lagos Olukorede Kesha, gave the assurance in an interview in Lagos. Operatives of the Rapid Response Squad of the Police Command in Lagos said in the Lagos State has arrested a suspected vandal removing LED road stud lights on the newly renovated 3rd Mainland Bridge. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has filed a lawsuit against the government of President Bola Tinubu over the failure to publish spending details of the loans obtained by the government of former Presidents Olusegun Obasanjo, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari. The suit was filed against the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, and the Debt Management Office. In the suit filed at the Federal High Court, Lagos Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project is asking the courts to direct and compel the Tinubu government to publish the loan agreement obtained by the government of former Presidents Olusegun Obasanjo, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan, and Muhammadu Buhari. We now move over to Kano State. Following the signing of the new Kano mandatory premarital law, it is now obligatory for intending couples in Kano to undergo premarital medical screening before marriage. According to the new law, no wedding would be permitted in Kano State without the presentation of a health screening certificate for genotype, hepatitis B and C, HIV and AIDS, and other related conditions. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, while signing the law in Kano, called for its implementation in order to uphold the sanctity of marriages in Kano State and ensure the birth of healthy offspring free from any preventable illnesses. The law is meant to reduce the likelihood of children being born with underlying health issues such as sickle cell anemia, HIV and AIDS, and hepatitis. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to enforce insurance policy for mine workers in Nigeria. The minister made this known while presenting President Bola Tinubu on a condolence visit to Niger State Governor Umar Bago in Minna. He says the policy will enhance safety measures and provide relief to miners in Nigeria. Queen Agagba has details.
Following the recent mine pit collapse in Galadima, Kogo, Shiroro local government area of Niger State, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, emphasized the federal government's stand, saying remediation plans must accompany mining license applications. He warned that irresponsible mining operations that pose threats to the environment and communities will no longer be tolerated.
Solid Minerals officials would also be on the spot to ensure or validate the accuracy of whatever information that is supplied via the EIA submitted. 2, we have a mineral and environmental compliance agency, and the director is here with me. They ensure that environmental regulations are complied with by the miners.
Governor Umar Bago expressed gratitude for the condolence visit and emphasized the need for a concerted effort between the federal government and subnationals to ensure mining companies comply with safety standards. He advocated the strengthening of collaborative measures to enhance periodic monitoring and evaluation of the environmental impact of mining operations to minimize recurrence of the unfortunate incident.
There is need for a concerted effort to make all miners with licenses relate with the communities where these mines are, relate with the local government where these mines are, relate with the emirate system where these mines are, and relate with the state government. Because if you know the site where this happened, no rescue mission outside the chopper and probably people who live in that mountainous area will be able to reach there immediately.
The mine pit collapsed due to heavy downpour. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
A member of the House of Representatives, Aminu Jaji, APC Zamfara, has donated 3,000 rams to his constituents and the All Progressives Congress executives, members and vulnerable households in the state. This is contained in a statement signed by the state chairman, Jaji's coordinating committee, Aliyu Abubakar, issued in Gusau. And according to Abubakar Jaji, House Committee on Ecological Fund has also earmarked 250 million for distribution to individuals, orphans and vulnerable groups across the state as Eid Kabri welfare packages. In the meantime, Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal has requested more interventions from the Tertiary Education Trust Fund to complete unfinished projects at his tertiary institutions. A statement on Sunday by the governor's spokesperson, Sulema Bala Idris, said Lawal made the appeal during an official visit to the TED Fund headquarters in Abuja. He said that the governor made specific requests for interventions at the Zamfara State University and Abdul Gusau Polytechnic, noting that the schools have a number of projects that were initiated and abandoned by previous administrations. Away from Zamfara State, the governor of Sokoto State, Ahmed Aliyu, has approved the payment of June's salary to workers in the state beginning from Monday. The gesture is to ensure that workers in the state celebrate this year's Eid-el-Kabir comfortably. This is contained in a statement signed by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Abubakar Bawa. The payment covers state civil servants, local government staff, and pensioners in the state. Former employees of the Central Bank of Nigeria are grappling with the shock of the sudden dismissal, accusing the management of maltreatment and injustice. They claimed that many were not paid their entitlements before their sacking, a move they argued violates the bank's human resource rules and policy. In a statement issued in Jos Plateau State capital, the North Central Coordinator of the Conference of Autochthonous Ethnic Communities Development Association, Youth Wiring, Paul Dekete, called for the immediate reinstatement of the sacked workers. Members of the organized labor comprising both the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress TUC have carpeted the 36 governors for saying they couldn't afford 60,000 minimum wage. The two labor leaders described the governor's comments and actions towards the Nigerian workers as an act of wickedness, while calling on them to have a rethink before danger ahead explodes. The governors, through the Director Media and Public Affairs of the Nigeria Governors Forum (NGF), Hajia Halima Saliu Ahmed, disclosed that they couldn't afford 60,000 that was proposed by the federal government. You're watching the Midday News coming to you live from Nigeria's capital in Abuja. We're live on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When Midday News returns, Nigeria's FX reserve rises to $32.8 billion after 10-week slump. These and other stories coming right after this break. Do stay with us. If you're just joining us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of midday news. Thank you for staying with us. And now on the foreign scene, the Israeli military says its troops have rescued 4 Israeli hostages alive from Gaza after a complex daytime operation. According to the military, all 4 were kidnapped by Hamas militants from the Nova Music Festival, adding that the victims have been taken to hospital and are all in good medical conditions. The United Nations has placed the Israeli military on a list of parties accused of committing violations against children in conflict zones. This decision, confirmed by Israel's ambassador to the UN, Gilad Erdan, which has sparked a wave of controversy, is contained in the UN Secretary General's annual report. The report is set to be presented to the UN Security Council next week. The Danish police have said that the attack on Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen, which left her shaken and with a whiplash injury, was likely not politically motivated. A 39-year-old man who was apprehended after hitting the Prime Minister was remanded in custody until June 20 after appearing before a Copenhagen court. And now in business news, Nigeria's foreign exchange reserve has shown a steady increase over the past 6 days, indicating a recovery process for the economy's external reserve. According to data obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria's website today, the foreign reserve stood at $32.80 billion on June 6, 2024, indicating an increase of $110 million from $32.69 billion on May 31st. This upward trend has been consistent over the past 6 days, with the reserve increasing from $32.74 billion on June 3rd to $32.77 billion on June 4th, then $32.79 billion on June 5th before the current value. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs says humanitarian partners will need $4.7 billion to assist 20.9 million vulnerable people in parts of Nigeria, Chad, and 5 other African countries. This was disclosed in its 2024 Humanitarian Needs and Requirements Overview report published on its website. On entertainment scene, Howard University in Washington, D.C. has revoked the honorary degree awarded to Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, following the surfacing of a video that the university considers a major breach of its core values. In May, a video emerged showing Diddy physically assaulting his former girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, in a hotel hallway in 2016. Diddy, who is reported to be a former Howard student but left before graduating, received an honorary doctorate in 2014. However, a statement on Howard University's website revealed that the Board of Trustees voted unanimously to accept the return of the degree bestowed upon Diddy. Reality star and actress Josephine Otobo, aka Phyna, has kicked against marriage after witnessing a man brutally beating his wife. Phyna said despite efforts to intervene, the man was uncontrollable, leaving her livid, shaken, and grateful to have escaped a similar fate in her past relationship. Phyna's personal encounter has left her with a newfound fear of marriage and a deeper understanding of the dangers of toxic relationships. And now in sports news, teenage striker Endrick headed home in an injury time winner as Brazil defeated Mexico 3-2 in a warm-up friendly ahead of this month's Copa America. The Brazilians looked to a cruising to victory after goals from Fulham's Andres Pereira and Arsenal's Gabriel Martinelli fired the South American Giants into a 2-0 lead at Kyle Field in College Station in Texas. But Mexico staged an unlikely late fight back after Julian Quinones pulled a goal back in the 73rd minute. Guillermo Martinez looked to have secured a draw for Mexico in the 3rd minute of time added on, lashing in a rebound from his own header after a corner to make it to 2-2. Football lightweight, Lesotho stole the World Cup qualifying show in Africa, topping the table in a group including powerhouses South Africa and Nigeria. Lesotho, ranked 149th in the world, upset Zimbabwe 2-0 in Soweto to lead Group C and remained there after Nigeria and South Africa drew 1-1 in Uyo 6 hours later. And that's it on the media news, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Chidima Jawes, and thanking you so very much for watching. I'll see you again.